Calvary Watch Care members, this is Sister Means and I'm back with you. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about the two-night premiere of the second half of Greenleaf Season 2. So, life has been so crazy that I wasn't even sure that I posted the last recap for episode 8 in the Sparks Fly Upward. So I am glad that, I've been enjoying reviewing these and examining them from all aspects, examining them from an African American aspect, examining them from a Christian aspect, examining them from a woman aspect. And I love the storyline because there's a lot of realism to it. I think, you have two sides of the coin. People either love it or really hate it. And most of the people that dislike it feel that it condemns the church and it doesn't truly reflect what the church is about. Those that love it seem to be less about religion and more just about the drama series. I mean, this is really about a family with the backdrop of the church. But it's an opportunity for us to explore our faith-based systems and how we would respond if we were met with the same types of crises and trials and tribulations that have befallen the Greenleafs. Honestly, a lot of the topics that have been brought up in the Greenleaf saga are things that people don't typically talk about, and it gives us an opportunity to examine our own feelings, and our own place of relationship with God. Does everyone, there's some people that said, there's no way she could have been anointed or appointed for the position if she's acting this way now. Well, I disagree with that statement, because just because you're anointed and appointed to a position doesn't mean that your faith can't be challenged. Doesn't mean that you're always going to understand God and how He works. It's not going to even mean that you believe that in every situation of your particular life or circumstances that you're going to think He's fair and just. But that's the reason why you have a relationship with Him. It's just like any other relationship that you may have. If you have a spouse, for example, there are times where you don't always agree, you don't understand the logic or the thinking, and you're trying to be respectful and believe in them, but they're entering in territories that just don't make sense to you and you question it. Just like with friendships, same thing. Any loved one, you're going to go through some ups and downs. Same thing with God. The difference is that God is almighty and powerful, and at the end, you're going to win, because His word will never come back to you void. Man will fail you, but God won't. And even when it looks like you're not going to win, the fix is in, because if God's for you, who can be against you? In Grace's situation, we're looking at the fact that she's made a lot of personal sacrifices and has done a lot of different things to bring her uncle down. And somehow he appears to just be inconvenienced, but he's still free. He's still alive and breathing the air, and his freedom is causing more discomfort for the victims who were willing to testify against him and see him brought to justice. And this has been having Grace reeling. And so it made for the perfect storm. So the two combative and combustible components come together for one major explosion. The question is, does Mac live or die? And what is the aftermath? How is Grace going to feel when she discovers that she had no true provocation? She didn't handle this situation in the right way. She didn't mention it to Darius. She doesn't reach out to a family member. She doesn't call the police to express her concerns or her suspicions, and to at least identify with someone to say, hey, this just happened, Sophia's missing, and this is what I'm suspecting. And because she's acted solely on her own, and she goes with the point of confronting, accusing, and liberating, confronting and accusing her uncle, and also liberating her daughter. It's just like the perfect storm. It was the perfect sequence of events that snowballed and led to this explosion. But the aftermath is going to be interesting. So I really want to see Mac live. In the perfect world, he would live, understand the error of his ways, get the help that he needs, and ask for forgiveness. That's in the perfect world. But the reality is that he may never see the error of his ways. I don't know if he was born a psychopath or just the elements of them being brought up in the home environment that they were brought up in led in a diminished moral compass, or is he just a straight up psychopath? Like psychopaths have no moral compass. They assimilate into actual daily life like everybody else, but their actual moral compass is non-existent. And with Grace was her inability to forgive and to extend mercy so lax that she was just looking for any opportunity to attack. I mean, there were previous instances. Her putting out the flowers as an advisory of him being a sex offender. I probably would have did that myself, to be honest. I didn't think she went too far with that. But then she busted out the windows in the car. She laid watch and she tried to warn Lorraine, his love interest, about who he was as a ephebophile, and expose him. Was that truly acting in a Christian way? Was that just being a busybody? Was that to really protect others, or was that just to satisfy her thirst for revenge or to avenge on behalf of others? And so those are the questions that we're asked. I mean, we definitely know that she's at the crossroads of her faith, and basically she is angry. She's angry with her family that they have taken so long to come to the light to understand that he is this. But even with them coming to this this level of understanding, they still hold her accountable. And with everything that she's personally sacrificed, she's still, not seeing the fruits of her labor, because he's still free. So it's going to be interesting. I don't see how she gets out of this without doing some jail time. Is she going to lie about what actually happened? Is she going to be truthful? How is this going to impact her? Is this going to lead her to be closer to God? Is this going to lead her to be angrier with God? What's going to be the fallout with the rest of her family? Are they going to empathize with the situation? Or are they going to be more angry and frustrated with her more than ever? So that's going to be interesting. Sophia and Zora. Sophia is all about this forgiveness, and she really loves Zora. I don't believe that Zora really deserves Sophia as a friend or even as a cousin in the behavior that she's engaged in. But I'm hoping that Zora, for her sake, comes to light when it comes to Isaiah, who is turning out to be somewhat of a self-righteous bully, control freak. He's an abuser, and he wants to control her, and I want to see her stand up for herself, and know that this isn't right. But does the apple fall, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree when you look at what Carissa dealt with Jacob. And Carissa tried to maintain control, but Jacob was still doing what he was doing as far as the affairs and what have you. And of course that's not happening anymore, but there was a period of time. And Zora is very observant. We know that when we first met Zora, she was this Ritalin sniffing teenager willing to share a habit with Sophia. Is this something she's still engaging in? Is that going to lead to an overdose because of her dealings with Isaiah? I kind of want to see those examined, those storylines examined. I want to learn more about the McCreadys, where they are, more about their background. I need for Mavis to come back. I love the Mavis character, played by Oprah Winfrey, because she adds a certain realism, and she just, with her being streetwise and not necessarily proper, she just tells it like a TI is. Not that she's always right, but I like her realness. She doesn't try to put on airs, and she's like, I am the way I am, deal with it. So I kind of want her to come back to shed some light on the Basie situation, because Basie mentioned that he was on Bill Street, hustling and bustling. So nothing happened on Bill Street without Mavis knowing. So does she have some information on skanks that could be beneficial? So I want to see, does Jacob rise to the occasion to truly be a man of God? Or is he going to be another charlatan preacher that just erects a church and gains a following? I want to see the direction that he goes in. I'm really interested in that storyline. And is he truly, will he start truly walking with God? Will he learn what it is to walk in the vocation that he feels that he was ripped of at Triumph? Will he truly embrace it now? If Basie goes with that deal, takes the money from him, and he gets the deed to Triumph 2, will he accept that and do the right thing? I think that's about it for me in regards to what I want to see. I definitely want to see the McCready family tree examined a little more and learn some more things. I want certain things exposed. And I think everybody's still questioning, like I am, whether or not Grace is truly James Greenleaf's daughter, or is this, we know that incest was between daughter and father. Is she a byproduct of that incest? Is that why there's such a disdain for her by the mother? I mean, I at least want to understand why Lady May just seems to detest herself. Like, the first sign of compassion that I saw towards Grace was when she finally came back from having the car accident. And, you know, she actually seemed concerned. And she's just so hard on Grace. And I would like that storyline to be revealed. Why are you so hard on her? Why do you see her as just like a thorn in your side? Why is it? What is it? Was it just surrounding the situation of her accusing your brother of being this rapist, or was it more about the relationship that she had with your husband and there's some type of jealousy about that? I just I would love to see those storylines open up more. And I do want Grace to have her come to Jesus moment. I do want to see her be that prominent preacher. I do want to see her flourish in ministry. But I still believe that we're probably a season or two off from that, because she's still got to process everything she's processing now. That's not just going to be, we're going to be done this episode, no, she's back to Jesus now, that type of thing. They have to build into that. But I'd like to see it in the future. Okay, so those are my things. Does anyone see a way of Grace getting out of this? Do you think it was all just a dream? Or was this real? And, you know, is Grace going to do some time? And what do you think the fallout's going to be? Is there going to be any cover up? Because he had a lot of information on a lot of people. So if he dies, it may be beneficial and people might sweep it under the rug. What do you think? Tell me what you think. I look forward to examining this 2-night premiere and sharing with you. I will try to be on time. Like, I probably won't get off until 1 Eastern Standard Time. And so perhaps I can do something after work and get it posted. If not, I'll just do them both the same night and try to get it out to you. But until then, it's been nice catching up with you guys and running my theories by you. Just leave me a comment, and I thank you for watching. Bye.